Hi everyone! Hi! It's Monday, so what does it mean? It means that we have Lazarski Talks. Welcome everyone who joined us on time. Thank you very much for that. Of course, as always, we are going to wait for a few more minutes, so those of you who are a little bit late can join us in the meantime. We have a few technical information for you. First of all, remember that we are here without a mask and we are recording this material for you especially because we checked our health, we tested for coronavirus, and we are negative. This is the only happy negative result in life. So that's why we are here healthy and happy to be here with you.
So let me add a couple of technical issues from the very beginning. Please, we ask you to mute your microphone, and if you want to say something, please turn it on. We're going to be more than happy to talk to you. We all know that you can type your questions, your comments, but if you want to talk to us, we're going to be more than happy. We have two platforms for this wonderful Lazarski Talks meeting today. This is Microsoft Teams, and this is Instagram. So please be absolutely opened and text us there all the questions and comments that you have, because today we assume and we hope that you're gonna have a lot of them, because the guest of today's Lazarski Talks is very, very interesting person.
Yes, so today with us we have Daryna Petryk. So this is, I guess, I'm very fair to say that this is Lazarski University star.
Oh.
And this is a person that definitely all of you, or 99.9% of you, you know very well. Actually, in Instagram, we got so many messages that you want, as our next guest, Daryna to join us. So I know that for most of you, you don't need an introduction about this amazing person. But Daryna, could you, just for those who don't know you personally, give a very brief introduction and information of who are you?
Well, ladies, I have a lot of blush on me already from my makeup. You don't make me have more. Thank you so much. Thank you for the status. Hello, everyone. Hello, dear visitors of Lazarski Talks, first episode. My name is Daryna Petryk. I used to study here as well, International Relations, BA program. Right now, I'm the assistant in the marketing department. Also, I'm the coordinator of student help desk. And apparently, I'm the founder and the trainer of 343 dance group.
Wait, so many things, so many things at the same time. About sleeping habits, we are going to talk a little bit later on.
With pleasure.
Actually, she forgot to mention something.
One thing,
yeah, and I
related to this event.
Yes, and I think I will mention that, because Lazarski Talks, the first, the second, the third, and the fourth episode, and the project itself would never have happened without this wonderful woman, lady, girl, who supported the idea and who is always at the other side of the project, of the camera. Right. She is always there supporting us, sharing and supporting you, because she's responsible for the organizational and technical issues related to this project. And today we're super happy to have you here at this site, and I engage all of you to ask everything, because believe me, she has a lot of things to say.
Right.
Thank you.
So we talked a little bit before, and actually we know Daryna well for so many years now.
That's what makes me scared.
we know all her secrets, but we are going to reveal just a small part of it today. We actually invited Daryna not without a reason. We invited her because she has many interesting things to say, as you heard, as our student, as a person that is involved now with the university, as a person that has 1,000 things to do. Okay, we really literally, Anastasia, were thinking when she is sleeping and, you know, changing her clothes and doing a makeup. We have a theory that maybe she's sleeping somewhere, you know, on a campus and never leaving here. But I guess that all these things together are making Daryna a very warm person, very loving person, and if anyone asks her for help, she's never saying no.
That's true.
Right.
Trying to do my best.
Okay, so right, so we would like to talk today about a few important things that people may face in their life. I think one of the most important things about you, that maybe others, they don't know it, and maybe you, our listeners, you have the same issues, because you studied in Lazarski University International Relations. That's right? And now you are working in the marketing department.
Yes.
And you were dancing. and you are doing a few other things, but those are not related to the studies, to the faculty, not entirely related to the faculty that you are studying here with us.
That's right.
How can you give us a tips, and can you give us the insight of the story, how it happened that you chose an international relations, and how it's possible that you are doing all those things with having this education at a different one?
Okay, life is a different, interesting, thing. International relations, why? I don't know by myself. Actually, that wasn't actually my choice. That was a choice of my dad, supported by my mom.
Greetings to Dad.
They were trying to lead me to the successful future, and I think they succeed in some parts.
Yeah.
But the program is really interesting. So students of international relations, seriously, you are studying interesting stuff, and that makes you educated in a positive way, and that opens a wide horizon of different topics which you can talk with people about, and that's actually really valuable. When it comes to my story, how I started to work in the marketing department, because of people, let's say, and because of connections with people, with the right people. And that was, in particular, Aksen Semat, our graduate, who, let's say, recommended me firstly to the staff of Lazarski University, and I was accepted to work in the recruitment team with you, Justina. I hope you remember that.
Yeah, still remember.
And after 1 year, I did a small break, and I was not working in Lazarski University. Then I was accepted again to the marketing team, and then to the SHD, student help desk team, also with recommendations. But recommendations is not enough, let's say. If you do not have that wish inside you, it just will not work out. From my side, I had a big wish and a big motivation to work in these two teams, because it's really interesting for me. I'm learning a lot, actually, still learning a lot, because I'm communicating with people. And that is the main attraction here. And if to connect this two stuff, let's say the program of international relations and my practical skills, there is a clear connection. People. Here, when you're studying international relations, you're studying politics, and politics are made by people, right? And here, I'm working in the marketing, I'm working with our students in student help desk, I'm working with people. So there is a clear connection, and if to be smart and if to think, you can easily connect that with any sphere. I'm leading to the statement that if you're studying international relations, you can actually work everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
But I guess it would be valid to many kind of programs, right?
Yes, sure.
If you study management, or if you study economics,
management. This is about managing people
or something
and resources.
else, right? So very often, I even remember this fear myself when I was much younger, when I was just after university, and I, in many talks with the students, I'm sure you had these things and you had these cases too, that students are coming to the university, either they chosen the program themselves or they did not, right? Because maybe mama, papa, or grandma, or maybe they just applied for these studies because their friends did the same, so they followed them. Right? And sometimes later on they are scared, they have this fear. Oh my God, this is not what I want, or maybe this is not what I'm entirely interested in, what I'm going to do in my life. Or the fear that the job that I will have after these studies, I will hate this job, I would not like it, and my life is going to be miserable. So I think that your story is so valid and so interesting, because it shows, and I want to emphasize this, that if you have a wish, and you're working hard, you can actually reach anywhere where you want.
Exactly.
Right? So dear students, if for example on bachelor you studied engineering, but you discovered it's not your job, you do not want to, I don't know, create machines or new technologies, but maybe you want to work with people, it's possible to still change your life track or connect those things, exactly, or connect these things, and having this interdisciplinary skills, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What kind of skills you think are needed in 21st century for a person to be successful on the work market?
Both hard and soft skills. Both of them are essential in, I guess, almost in any position you will work. But still my favorite, and I'm emphasizing this a lot, this is communication. You need to know, you must know how to communicate with people, because otherwise you will face this problem at some period of your life, and you will have to learn how to do that. Right. So, and also university, this is of course about academic language, especially for those who see themselves in this academic sphere. And there are a lot of us, I'm sitting for example with Miss Anastasia, who is lecturer right now. But university is also about these soft skills. Lecturers are teaching our students a lot. Maybe some of them simply do not notice that. But even with conflicts sometimes, when students are disagreeing on something, they're still teaching them to communicate. And that's the most important for me, in my opinion.
And I guess that by communication you do not mean language skills only,
of
right?
Course, no.
Because you can speak English, right?
Yes.
But if you do not have this this skill of understanding other person, approaching other person, it will be difficult for you to communicate with that person. Doesn't matter what kind of language you speak. Okay, tell me, in your studies and work in Lazarski, you were meeting actually all the nationalities that are here. That are many, actually.
Yeah, a lot, really a lot.
Is it really something that enriched your life, your studies, and made a difference for you?
Yes, of course. First of all, it's really interesting because you are meeting people from different cultures, and these cultural differences, they are actually sometimes so funny. And they're simply making up stories to tell your kids in the future, of course, but still developing your soft skills, it's really, really helpful. I also met a lot of wonderful people who became my friends and who was helping me a lot, which I'm really grateful for. Thank you guys if you're here for this. So yes, I'm actually really curious, and this is what I'm wondering about Polish citizens who are not applying for English studies, for example, in Lazarski University, because they have really brilliant possibility to study in international community, but still they choose to study in Polish. It's easier. Someone can ask me, why didn't you, Daryna, apply for English language studies in Ukraine? Well, I think Ukrainians, they do know the answer.
Courses in English.
They do. Some universities, they do, and I think they're doing that pretty successful, but Ukrainians, they know why, I guess. Here, it's, let's say, it's more fair, and it's more useful.
Yeah,
I would say it
and a possibility of practicing, you know, after your class, practicing your language and getting to know people. So the connections, and sorry, I have to come back to connection subject. So you said that thanks to people you got to know on your way, and we are not talking about nepotism, okay? It's not about nepotism, no. It's about the connections, friendships that you are doing on the way, right? The people that you are getting to know, the people that may pull you in to some kind of activity, to some kind of project, right? Or maybe thanks to their help or their assistance or their good word or their criticism, you will change a direction in your life. It's so important, right? Because people that are full of energy, they are interested in so many things, it's easier, you know, being in this circle to become as well successful. So this is so important, what kind of people are around us, right? Okay, now the situation is a little bit different.
But I honestly need to ask something.
What?
Not to ask, but to add. Guys, we have a present for the most wonderful question that will be asked today to this wonderful lady. And she will tell this to all of us and to you at the very end of our Lazarski Talks edition of today. So please ask her a lot of questions. We have this time for you, and she's gonna pick the best one.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, this was actually I should tell this, but I forgot. You know, old age. Okay. So the connection thing. Now times are a little bit more difficult because definitely I'm sure this question might come up later on. Okay. That during pandemic, coronavirus, how can I make friends? And I know we talked about this earlier too. So it's harder to make these connections. What kind of advice you would give still to make friends?
Moreover, I would add one thing, if even not to talk about this pandemic situation, there are people who are simply shy. and they cannot just approach someone and
Yeah,
say,
hey,
oh,
I want to be
okay,
your friend.
Yeah.
I want to join you.
Right.
I want to do something with you. There are a lot of people like this. And actually, here our beautiful friend social media comes into the game. This is really useful because in social media you do not need to actually communicate directly with people. You can just observe. Maybe you can join some challenge. You can join some activity. If you are, I don't know, academic type of person, I don't know whether there is such a phrase, but still, I think you know what I mean. You can simply help with your academic knowledge and add something to this activity and be a part of something big and something important. Just, it's so important, in my opinion, to feel yourself like you're a part of something, a part of community, a part of project, a part of friend group, whatever. A lot of opportunities, but it is important, and I would really recommend our students to focus on one thing which they're really interested in, whatever, dancing, singing, reading. We still have these clubs, and join it. Just, for example, just to begin with, start to follow some page,
Right.
which is highlighting the topics you're interested in. Who knows, maybe you will see some comment of a friend, a future friend of yours, and that will help you out. Or sometimes, well, we are living in this beautiful world of technology, and there are a lot of bad and useful stuff, and you need to be able to verify where the good stuff is and stick to there, and try your best. Try to stick where around what you love and around people who you find interesting and inspiring.
Right. From my point of view, what I've noticed as well, even if you are too shy, you know, to approach someone like a creep on the social media directly and send a message, you know, to Messenger, oh, I want to be your friend, or you are so beautiful, I want to be your mate, right? Actually, I noticed that a good opportunity, even if you have classes on Teams, and all of you do have classes, right? Now, there is always a group of this class that is very active. Okay, the cameras are on. They are all the time interacting with the teacher. And sometimes, even if you are shy to directly approach them, sometimes it's really even good to comment on the project, to comment on the question, maybe to ask them about the thing they just said, the project they just made, and, you know, start communication that way. And you know, go higher together with these people, observing them. This is what you said.
Yes, exactly. That can help. But the truth is that you need to make some effort first. There is no one who will come to you, approach to you in your bed, in your student house, grab your hand and lead you somewhere. It's not happening. You need to take that first step, and then someone can support you. But this is so essential to have this wish from yourself first.
And I think here we need to ask more personal related questions, because I'm gonna add it from the very beginning.
Right.
It was the first time when I met you. It was I don't know, 3 years ago or even more. I think
More,
even
I guess.
more. And it was Christmas party at not a party, but a Christmas concert at Lazarski University, and we were having a little concert, and it was the first time when me and my music band with guys we were singing for the first time in front of the
Actually,
audience.
the first one when we were performing as well.
Well, so
yeah.
it was our our birthday for
Yes.
both of us. So, and I saw, and this is a girl, and she had, you know, long hair at that time, and I was like, who is she? Because, you know, this energy, you feel it from the very beginning. And
Yeah.
honestly, I need to tell it because I had it too at that time, and I have it now. So I felt something similar to myself, and I was like, I became really curious and interested. Who is she, and how is she doing that? Because there was a band of the dancing girls, but it was super obvious from the very beginning. However, it was not treated like I am the boss or something, but it was super obvious from the very beginning that you are the one who is moving this. And I actually want to talk about this because students sometimes face a lot of problems when I'm not calling these problems, right? But if you're entering the international relations, right? Or I'm entering the economics, it doesn't mean that I have to live with the figures, and it doesn't mean that you have to live with the books, you know, about politics, and that's the end of your life. I mean, it's your education, right? But you have a lot of options. So I really want to ask you how to make it possible, what to do, because at the end of the day, we have a founder of a dance crew that are wonderfully performing at the university and outside of the university. It takes courage, it takes time, and you have to be freaking wonderful to do that. And you know, I think there is no person in the world who can tell us better how to make your project, your passion and your hobby live and engage other people than you. So that's the question from my side.
Well, I need to tell them I'm drowning into the compliments from your side. Thank you so much. Well, first of all, if we talk about the scale of the university, how did that happen? I was on my second year of studies, and I need to add it. I have been dancing for 17 years. Right? 17, yes.
Not
one
7.
17, yeah, a lot. Long time. And I was in my second year of BA, and I approached Miss Justyna Moszyńska, the head of the sport department, with the question. I said, okay, I used to have cheerleading on my first year of my studies. Right now, I do not have it in my schedule, but I want to dance. What do I do? And she said, okay, but you have been dancing, right? I said, yeah, maybe we can create something. Maybe there is a group. And she said, no, there is not. But if you have such a wish, you can create some. That was difficult for me, and that was scary for me. I was terrified, actually. How do I collect all the students? How do I do everything? But I decided to risk. I remember really clearly I asked her to send the email to our students, and she said that, okay, Daryna Petryk has created a dance crew. We are announcing a meeting. All of you who want to join, please come. And I remember that was room 130, a lot of people, and they were actually signing for different sports sections. And I was staying there, and she gave me awards. Stage was mine, and I said, okay, hello, I've been dancing, I have this idea, maybe you would like to join. Actually, I was so surprised because around 12 girls signed in my list. And we started to dance. We were gathering in evenings. We were spending a lot of time, especially before this performances in university. So I need to give this credits to Lazarski University for my support, for actually pushing me to that idea and letting me do that. Right now, we are actually independent dance crew at this moment called 343. And I'm so happy about this. So happy and grateful. Let's say these are two main emotions which I have somewhere inside me. But saying this, I want to encourage our students. If you have something, if you have this hobby, I would say,
or idea,
hobby,
or wish,
idea, project, whatever. But you need to understand that that is a lot of responsibility. You cannot just approach, okay, you cannot just approach student help desk and say, okay, I have this idea, I want to do that. Of course, we'll say yes, but with saying yes, they are putting to you this responsibility that you need to be responsible for everything, for controlling, for organization. And organization, this is a lot of work, and you need to know that. But still, I just want to highlight, if you have this idea, it is possible to implement. If we talk about the framework of the university, of Lazarski University, it's very, very open to all of these ideas of students. When we talk about the wide scale, that can be a little bit more difficult because you have this legal issues, you have this financial issues, you have a lot of other issues. And you need to think of that as well. But again, everything is possible if you think a lot, if you have right people around you, right resources around you ready, or you know where to find them, and you have wish. Again, wish and motivation.
Yeah, and hard work. Loads of hard
A
work.
lot of hard work, yeah.
Okay,
You'll not
so
sleep.
so let's assume, I don't know, my hobby is flamenco dance,
Okay.
or my hobby is a theater play, and we don't have it in Lazarski because we have basketball and swimming and something else, right? Okay, where to start? Okay, if I know from this video already that, okay, I have a wish, I would like to start something at the university, and I can be a manager of the project, okay, I'm eligible to that, I'm grew to this idea. Where shall I come? To whom shall I talk at the university?
Okay, there is a big difference between I want to be and I'm eligible, because if you do not have that really deep wish inside of you, that will not work out. Maybe you should just join. But if you do, student help desk, we are very welcome.
Right.
If we will not help by ourselves, we will lead you somewhere. That's why this department was created, to be, let's say,
able to redirect your questions
exactly,
somewhere else.
and to be this front line, and to be available 24/7, so students know that, okay, we have a friend, let's call it a friend, we are trying to be friends to our students, and I think we are pretty successful in that, who I can reach, who I can ask, and either we are helping or we are redirecting people. If it's, let's say, connected to sports, we will redirect you to the sport department. If it's someone else, more academic sphere, we will redirect you to the Faculty of Economics and Management, for example.
Or somewhere else.
Yes, or somewhere else. Exactly. And actually, the whole workers of Lazarski University, they are so open, and if you actually reach anyone, they will try to lead you to the right person.
Okay.
I'm honestly, I just want to add that I'm honestly so happy because the Lazarski Student Help Desk was created, because now, I mean, I'm super happy for the students who just enrolled for it, because when was it created?
This October.
This October. So guys,
brand new just for you.
And this is it is a super option for all of the students to have the clear communication with the exact unit of the university you're looking to have the communication with, but you have no idea where should you go. So use this opportunity, and literally I think this unit that is called Lazarski Help Desk is just a perfect idea of our university. I'm saying this as a worker, as an ex-student, as like
I'm supporting
so I wanted to ask, because maybe not everyone knows, some of the people I see that they are following your Instagram account,
yes.
but some maybe not. What actually Student Help Desk is doing? What are you doing in a Student Help Desk?
Okay, as you can notice from our name, Student Help Desk, we are helping students. And this is the main mission, to make our students comfortable here in Lazarski University on campus, in Warsaw, and in country in general, because sometimes these cultural differences, they're visible. And you simply need to announce to a person who is coming from a different country that, okay, this is not acceptable, you need to act a little bit different. And this is also important, and this is definitely okay. So we are trying to help with this, let's say, essential issues, documentation, something is not finished with the recruitment office, something is not finished with the dean's office. Since
legislation, visa.
Exactly.
Okay.
Another.
If I'm having temperature and my mama is far away and I'm scared that I'm ill.
Health insurance, legal issues. We have our lawyer who is assisting our students free of charge. And some minor issues, I don't know. One student texted me and asked, where can I buy chicken?
Yeah.
in
That's
Warsaw.
a wonderful question.
Yeah.
And that's a wonderful question.
Exactly. If I don't know how to open a bank account.
Yes, this is a common
or
question.
where I can buy an internet access, which I
Yes.
need now because I need Teams to work,
Phone
right?
number. Again, this is not that easy because you need to have your passport, you need to come to register. This is because in some countries you are just buying it in, I don't know, some Biedronka.
Okay.
That stuff.
Okay, so actually everything. So, you know,
I would say
the services that you offer are very wide.
Yes.
And actually in this place, I want to emphasize this. People who are working in the Student Help Desk, they are either Lazarski University employees, or they are students or graduates. They are very friendly people, and there should be no hesitation in you to ask for anything, okay? If we don't know how to physically help, if you will not know how to help yourself personally, then definitely there will be a way to help and solve the issue
Yeah.
out with someone else.
Yeah, and that's a great thing because again, they are all workers or the students, and this is a wonderful idea because all of them know how it works from the inside. So this is no chance for their mistake or misunderstanding on anything because they know how this kitchen exactly works. But I wanted to, you know, we see from the questions that there is no questions but just comments about how wonderful it is. Like,
Okay, so now we need the questions, not the comments yet.
thank you, Daryna, for your ideas.
Right. So then
Thank
maybe
you,
I
guys.
have another question because out of the talks of many students and out of my past when I was much younger, okay, when I was applying for studies myself, I remember this was a super stressful time for me because you were quite young at that time, right? You might be 17, you might be 18, you might be 19. And
Or
you don't
16.
know, or 16, and you have no idea what you are going to do in your life. Or some people, not everyone exactly know their hobby, right? Not everyone is dancing for 17 years or singing for 20 years or something else, right? Some people might feel lost. And very often our parents, when they want to help us, because they love us so much, okay, they want to assist us with that. And very often they are making a choice before
us.
we even will be able to say our wish, right? Some parents, let's not judge if this is good or bad, because let's be honest, every parent loves a child and wants the best for a child, right? But sometimes the situation is coming out that, oh, maybe I was interested in painting, but my father wanted me to become, I don't know, a lawyer, because, you know, in his head, career of a lawyer is bringing loads of success and loads of money, right? Or I wanted to dance, but my father preferred me to be an economist, okay? And count money, because he thought it's going to give me, you know, a successful future. And because I know your amazing parents personally, I know that you had this situation in your life, that choice of your parents and choice of yours were completely different. Yeah, we're completely
Exactly
different.
opposite.
And I would like to ask you, and I know that maybe some of you are wondering, how to come out from that situation in positive way, how to grow thanks to this conflict, let's call it, and how to still maintain a good contacts with your parents and be successful yourself. These are very difficult questions, very personal questions.
Very
too.
difficult, personal, and
we love all
if you
parents.
let
With
me,
regards to all parents.
saying hi to my dad and mom. I know that they will be watching a little bit later, and I think they will not be offended if I'll be completely honest and open with you, because I think there is no. It doesn't matter whether I will be saying something, covering a little bit this spicy moments. This way or another, it will be visible in my face that something is wrong. So yeah, I had the situation on my own, and that is so difficult for me that even now I'm feeling a little bit under the pressure. But the situation successfully ended. We solved this.
Successfully for both sides.
Of course, of course.
Right.
What was the problem? I didn't want to go and get my master's degree. I didn't want to apply because in my head till today, I just feel that I do not need it at this moment of life. I'm not saying, students, that you do not need to get your master's. You still do if this is the part of your past.
Yeah.
This is a great thing. Education is a great thing. But at that moment, I didn't want to. I didn't have this wish. I knew that if I apply, I will not be paying enough attention to that, and I will not be dedicating enough time for that, and I will be simply failing, and that will be a waste of my resources, any resources, time, I don't know, my good mood, because I would be so irritated, and money, right? So I had this difficult conflict / conversation with my parents, and honestly there was times which was enduring for 1 month approximately, when we were talking just, hey, how are you? I'm good. Me too. Bye. That's it. That was difficult. But that situation was solved in such a way that both sides were trying to communicate. And I was understanding that, okay, they can be disappointed because they already have imagined that in my head, that I'm graduating with my master degree and I'm so successful, I'm studying this politics, and then I'm going to, I don't know, non-governmental organization to work.
Or European Union offices.
Yes, and then I'm a president of Ukraine. No, didn't happen. And I had in my head completely different idea. And once we just decided to call to each other and to talk. And the solution requires efforts and loss from both sides, because they needed to give up on the idea of me getting this master degree in politics, whatever, because I'm simply not ready for that and I'm into other stuff. I just want to work a couple of years, and if I really need that, I will get it. And I needed to somehow explain them that I am 20, mom and dad. I know stuff. I was living abroad for 3 years at that time, and I have some experience. And actually, again, this difference, because they have a different mindset. Our parents, they have completely different mindset that our generation, that also played some role. And we needed to find the consensus.
Yeah, it's called compromise.
And it wasn't actually compromised, to be honest, because one side just gave up a lot. But I know that my parents love me so much that they said, okay, you know better, do as you want. And they simply accepted my choice. However, it will not be always the case, and I know, guys, that some of you will definitely have this conflict with your parents. I would recommend to talk honestly, openly, sincerely, explain your ideas, because, and you should understand why are you doing this, because you cannot say I don't want to study and and not doing anything after that. You cannot.
So communication, the skill that you got during your education.
Exactly, communication. You need to be wise as an adult person, and this is so important. This is difficult. Never was easy for me. Still not easy for me as a memory, but a huge lesson for both sides, I would say.
Okay, so I would say that first of all, what you said, empathy. So understanding of another side, listening to their part of a story, okay? Then expressing on your side what is it you want, and as well giving some kind of proof that that your choice has a justification.
I would say.
Right.
But honestly, just for a discussion, do you understand their point of view?
Yes, sure.
Because I do understand their point of view. And I did understand it 2 years ago when it happened, right? Or 1 year ago, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
The second.
Because in their imagination, they have a child who is graduating from the master degree or bachelor degree or PhD or professor, whatever. But I think it was very important for you to show them that you're not a child in this particular case. You're a child when it's a new year, your birthday, you're a wonderful child. But in this particular case, she had to be an adult. And this is super, super hard. And I think just because the parents, I'm not talking just about your parents, I'm talking about this whole situation, accepted the fact that she is not like under, because you're a child.
But on the same level.
New Year or happy birthday, but just because you have your own understanding of the situation. And I think it's a hard situation, and
being in conflict with anyone is a hard
with your
situation,
parents especially.
Of course.
Yeah, because you love them, and sometimes because it might be a case of some of our students, if you are financially dependent on your parents, right?
Of course.
But okay, I'm a little bit older than you. Okay, I'm a little bit closer to mama age than you are, and most probably I will become mother before you. But what I want to say is it's so important to communicate in a respectful way.
To show that you understand their point of view.
Exactly, because of course I would, no one of us, neither you or any one of us, if someone would scream to you or use an abusive language or just make a scene, no one would take this person seriously and listen to their point seriously. So I think as well, what is very important is preparation. Preparation to this kind of a meeting, knowing that it's not going to be easy. And being respectful during this discussion, trying to understand other person's side, and as we said, standing firm in what you want to achieve and who you want to become, right? And there need to be some kind of a proof that you are adult, as you said, that you are mature. Yes, because at the age of 20, it's difficult to be, you know, super mature and, you know, brain in everything.
Of course.
Because some of us, they may, you know, develop emotional side of us, or some other mathematical or communication skills, or other slower, but other faster. So you need to give some kind of a proof to your parents that you are able to do this, that you are making a firm decision, and for example, after 1 month, you are not going to quit and you are not going to say, "Mama, help me now."
This is very important point, because you need to understand that it also takes time for them to understand that you actually had a point at this particular conversation. So you need to show that you're actually doing something instead of
that
this.
is in their mind called work, or something that is not funny, some serious stuff.
But I don't know whether such term exists, but I like to use that. Negative motivation, it shouldn't be something like that. You shouldn't just do something to prove that you were right, because when you prove, what then?
You lose a joy out of gaining it.
Yeah, it's actually very efficient, but for short term, because when you achieve that, what then? So you need to be wise, really wise, and this is a good lesson which I got, and I'm really grateful for that, actually, and really grateful for my parents for actually understanding me and supporting me at this particular time. And
from my point of view, I can tell you guys, it's not easy to be a parent. Okay, I'm not a mother myself, but even if you have a younger sisters or brothers, right? Even if you see them grow, and you see when they stop listening to you, you know, like an encyclopedia, but they start making own decisions. They're not coming to ask, "Oh, do you think I can do this, or can I wear this dress, or something else?" You know, when you start seeing people, they are becoming separate individuals. Actually, it is not easy feeling, you know. Inside, there is something, you know, there's some kind of discomfort that this person is becoming a separate human being, a grown up, and you have to change your attitude toward this person. So, dear parents and dear children of these parents, because it doesn't matter how old you are always a child until your parents are there. So I'm still a child too, by the way, I have parents. It is so important to communicate and understand, you know, both sides. So dear parents, remember that your kids, they were born in different times. You want everything the best for them, but this best might be something else than you've imagined in your head. Sometimes it's good to reconfirm it with the reality. And dear students, so dear children, remember that you have to make a decision for yourself, but to do it, you have to make them firm. You have to put loads of energy and responsibility into this, and you need to prove your parents that you really are adults. Prove with your actions, not with your words, okay?
But I hope the majority of the students that are watching us, it was their choice to become students of Lazarski University.
We hope so.
Yeah, I just have a question, just to make it clear. So you didn't want to study the international relationships. You wanted to dance.
No. I didn't want to be a choreographer. It just happened, and I'm really, really grateful for this to happen in my life. I wanted to study something interesting. I remember this statement, which
you made a good choice at the end of the day.
Yeah, actually,
that's absolutely logical, because we were graduating from the school. We were 16, and it's 17, and it's a healthy situation that you have no clue what you want to do, because you have no idea what is international relations or economics or, you know, mathematics, literature, everything that was at school. So I'm just saying that. Well, do you regret that the education of international relations happened?
Never regret it. Never.
I think that's a very important point to make. Yeah, we have question.
We have question, and that's a very interesting one. And actually, by the way, I want to ask this one.
Yeah, but because this one was related to this dialogue that we had on parents, so it's just the opinion. My opinion is that parents can only show you the ways based on their experience, but you're the one responsible of deciding which way suits you. And I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah. And we have very interesting question. Actually, this is one of the questions we wanted to ask. So someone is reading in our minds, and it's related to your energy. And the question is, what is the one core idea to your life that bring in that energy we all are drawn to in everything you do? Where you are taking this energy from? Is it the magic?
No, no. I have another person who is connected to magic, and I'm leaving all the magic to him. To our first guest of your beautiful program. One core idea. Actually, that's really difficult question, because I honestly never was thinking about this. I just do what I like with people who I like, and I understand that this just fulfills me in very different ways, because student help desk, being a coordinator of this department, it fulfills me in different way. Going into the training hall and dancing with my girls is filling me with different emotions, and actually that's really difficult to answer one core idea.
Okay, just work-life balance.
Yeah.
Because
I don't have it.
Okay, so but you are saying you are, I mean, are you tired?
Right now?
No, are you tired in general?
Physically, yes, but not mentally.
Not mentally?
Yes.
Why? Because most probably how many hours a day you are busy with work, hobby, activity, and you are running from here, there, and arranging other things?
Around 15.
Okay.
That's like
plus some time for eating and some time for
sleeping.
I
just wanted to add something, because I think you would feel much worse if you didn't have anything like this. And that's the
I guess.
Okay, so having your schedule full and having loads of those activities coming in, is actually this giving you more energy? It's charging you back all the time, your battery? Is it working that way?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so it's not some kind of a magic that you have in you and maybe others, they don't have it, and others don't deserve to do it. It's just your motivation, your dedication to reach something, and then feeding yourself with this energy from, for example, all the people around you at that time.
Yeah, and actually that is a little bit egoistic in some way, because I'm doing that and I'm expecting people to enjoy it with me, and if it's not happening, I'm getting really upset actually, and that is actually a difficult topic to talk about.
Do you have the point B that you're trying to reach? Like the exact point, the exact day when you're gonna go to bed and you're gonna be like, yes, I did it.
No, I know that some things, I would like some things to be constant in my life, dancing, and maybe it will just be in different form. For example, the dream of mine is to have my own dance school, and I'm really dreaming and trying to work in that direction. So I know that dancing will be just like in my life forever, let's say. But of course I have some goals which I want to achieve. I really want to find a job. I know that it will not be in dancing. I want to find a job which will be giving me financial resources for me, for my family, because I owe them a lot. Actually, a lot of us do. Most of students do. And my grandparents, I hope they will be living a lot. So family, it's like the most important thing for me. I just want to have enough resources for them, both financial and my time, because you know me personally, you know that I was in Ukraine a long time ago, and actually I'm struggling with that. So I know that I want to achieve this. I want to be financially independent at one point of time, and the sooner the better, as everyone of us thinks.
So actually it's very good to have, you know, not only one leg, okay, when it comes to business idea of getting this financial balance in your life. It's good not to have just one leg, okay, every human has two legs, but it's even better in business if you have three legs, right?
Yep.
So other way speaking, three businesses, three works, something, three activities that are giving you financial resources. So just in case one is gone, one finished, or something else, a market destabilized because of pandemics,
coronavirus,
or something something else, you have another two, and you are not
Yes.
panicking, right?
We have questions here. So the first one is, can you say no to people when they ask you for something?
I'm learning to do that. I know that this is like my weakness. I am trying to help everyone who is asking for help. And there were cases when I was doing that and losing by myself. I was not getting enough sleep. Let's start from this as an example. I'm learning to do that. This is really important to know how to do that, not in order not to offend anyone, in order not to just give up on some communication with people, because sometimes it can happen. It's difficult for me, honestly, but I'm trying my best.
We have a question from Ines. Everything is about managing your time, but how to stay motivated to do some things else than just studying and doing projects? Doing projects, I think it's
about studying,
like
or
educational
maybe
perspective.
Ines is talking about Semeshadev projects since she's one of our student ambassadors. To have some inner motivation which is not connected to the material stuff, let's say, to be an inspiration for others, because I started to realize recently that I have this idea in my head. I want people to think that, wow, what she's doing is cool, maybe I need to do the same. And that's actually a really big, like, I need to jump high to achieve that. And
I think you're already achieving that.
try. Thank you if you think so. I'm pleased to hear that. And again, this emotional, mental inspiration. I don't know how to express that. I'm talking about these things, friends, family, to have good people around you, and all the things which I'm doing, this is for my people, my close people, to be happy together with me. I just want to be happy together with people who are close to me, and I'm doing some activities for that.
So positive energy.
Positive energy.
And positive people around you who believe in you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
It's really important to have right people around you.
Yeah. And what if you would have a person around you who's eating out all your positive energy?
I had. And
how you dealt with this situation?
Really difficult. It was literally lasting for a long time.
Because she cannot say no.
Again, that time especially, I couldn't say no. And it was so difficult, and it was literally eating me out. That had a lot of, by the way, that had a lot of influence on the situation with parents, with this finishing BA, all the stuff. And it was so difficult to cut it, but you need to understand that you just need to stop to think at some point of time. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will ruin you somehow, your personality, but you need to cut it off, because if you keep that, it will ruin you completely, like completely. When people, at that situation, when people started to say that I'm not looking like myself, that is something, and you do not need to let this happen to your life. So if you understand that there are toxic people around you, just cut them off. Be rude if it's necessary, but cut them off, because you are just hurting yourself.
Yeah, I was reading in one of the articles that what is the best way to deal with toxic person? You know what is the best way? Run. That's the best way to do it, because there's no sense to discuss.
Yes.
But actually, I wanted to add that what is very important is the attitude, because I love it about you. I love you just in case of everything you do, but you always have the gratitude even after the screwed up situations. Like, I'm thankful for this experience. I'm thankful for this bad word person, right? And she is always thankful for the experience. And I think that this attitude really helps you to deal with the things. And this is the positive energy, because you, like I think, you just don't let this negative energy come to your life.
Right.
And that's super
because you will not change the number of struggles in your life, because they will come anyway. Yes, no one has a perfect life, but you cannot change what is happening outside, but you can change what is happening inside
you. Yes.
So your approach toward things, whatever you said, I just read somewhere on the Instagram today that instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say thank you. So if you are late, Don't say, oh, I'm sorry for being late, but say, thank you for waiting for me. So this is your approach, right? And I think this is something that all of us, we can do, because these are small steps, these are small things, but these small things are making a difference. And the thing you said, doing a lot for others, doing a lot not for yourself. Not thinking about your money, about your success. Oh, I have to do this for myself. No, doing something for others brings lots of joy, right? Exactly. And doesn't matter, it is teaching someone, okay? Giving classes like teachers, they do. So sharing your thoughts, sharing the knowledge that you've already gathered, or maybe showing a hobby, your passion to someone else, or maybe just feeding, I don't know, a homeless animals, giving to others.
They do at Lazarski Student Help Desk.
Yeah. So giving something good from yourself to others is coming back to you, and sometimes double or triple.
Yes, that's true. And I just wanted to add a little note to this thank you stuff and the attitude. Some of us are not doing that, and if you have this wish to start doing that, it can be a little bit artificial even for yourself in the very beginning, but I truly believe that with time you will understand the core idea of that, and you will be grateful again.
Yeah.
To yourself.
Some psychologists, they say on the beginning, how to become more positive. You should even stand in front of a mirror and just, smile to yourself. Because, our brain works that way, that if we see the smile of other person, we are becoming happier. Or just, affirmations, right? So repeating some good thoughts to yourself, like, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, I'm lovable, right? And, on the beginning, it might sound artificial, it might sound funny, but actually it is working, right? Because if you spread this positive spirit around you, it stays within you, and then it's becoming automatical, right?
Yes, and we have like 4 more minutes, or I think, yes,
that
we
was
have 4
fast.
more minutes. Yes, it was.
Wow.
And we actually have a question that I love, and I love a person who asked that. Dear Daryna, what are the best and the worst memories from our university? P.S. We love you, Magda Miczkowska.
Oh, thank you so much. The best will be 2 of them, and both of them are performances with my beautiful crew. The first one is the Christmas performance when I was dancing in the head of our mascot. Lynx of Lazarski University. I think, Magda, that was one of your best memories too.
And ideas, probably.
Yes. And the second one is the performance, also best. The performance for Easter, I guess. There were 18, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not mistaken, I will remember that for my life. 18 girls in neon pink tops who are dancing con calma on our campus, like in the circle. That was simply amazing. The worst one, actually not connected directly to Lazarski University, is connected to my to the life in the student house. On my first year, I was living there. Hello to Vita Stwosza. So once I came back from Christmas holidays from Ukraine, and there were, I guess, only 3 people in the whole house, student house, and I was going downstairs to the kitchen because the kitchen was on the ground floor, and I saw someone stealing my sausages from the fridge. I was so disappointed, and that person simply jumped out of window and ran. Till today, I don't know who that was.
OMG.
I was so disappointed because those sausages were the only thing which I had in my fridge. All bidronkas, żabkas around were closed, and I didn't know what to eat.
This is the values of Daryna Petryk.
Yes. again, let's remember, still, you do not need to be hungry to create something beautiful. That's essential.
But we're running out of time, but I just want to share something with our students who unfortunately or fortunately joined us during this coronavirus situation, so they don't have an ability. Maria is laughing from your sausage story. They don't have an ability to see how and what we're doing here as the university activities. So can you describe the best day at Lazarski University so our students can just feel the atmosphere, feel the vibe. And I'm not talking about the classes, right? I'm talking about whatever you can think
The
about.
perfect day always have been perfect day for me. Christmas. First of all, because of the atmosphere, we have it in our heads, this like, you know, like preset of the mood which you should have as a child. And adding to this, classes which are already, you know, on this vibe that, okay, holidays are approaching, we will be chilling soon, fine. Lecturers are supporting that mood, they are making jokes, that's awesome. And I know that at 12:10 I will be going out of the room and I need to run, literally run to the Sector E, because there will be a Christmas concert made by us, by other students. Also in the Sector A we have a lot of people trying to sell and buy stuff, Christmas stuff, which is also amazing. We have this photo booth. Students are taking photos. A lot of people, literally crowd, without masks. I'm waiting for this.
Everyone does.
Everyone does. And this is like the perfect combination of academic life and out of classes life, and I'm really missing that a lot.
Even if you're not a student of Lazarski University, because I have the best day that you just described, and I had this best day even before I got to Lazarski University.
Yeah,
so this is the place that, you know, we make impossible things for us as students to imagine, literally, because this is much more than just books, and you just proved it. And
so this year it will be held online.
Yes.
Sorry to disappoint you. This year is going to be held online, but it's not going to be less interesting, right?
Exactly. Still student concerts, still a lot of
Singing,
attractions, singing, dancing, challenges.
No crowd.
Some of them are going on right now at this moment. So join 22nd of December. We are all waiting for you online.
Yeah. So, okay. So actually we are finishing the event, and we just wanted to choose the best question.
And I already have some. That was really difficult for me, and I know that I will be thinking about that a lot today, tonight, maybe not sleeping. The question about the core idea, which
Petryk.
is motivating.
It was Petryk Shinde.
Thank you very much for not letting our wonderful guests leading this
That is
night.
really so important question and so difficult. Thank you, Petryk. Thank you so much. And the package will be waiting.
Waiting for you in the entrance of the university from Tuesday, right?
Exactly. From tomorrow.
By the way, Daryna is going to prepare it with her own hands for you, so you can pick your gifts from the entry in the Sector D from Tuesday. Please wear a mask.
Exactly.
And we will
stay
be
safe.
Yes, exactly. And we'll be so happy to give it to you.
He's happy. He sent heart.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you very much for joining us, all of you, Petryk and the rest of you.
Thank
you. Remember that you can join us next week as well. Next week we have a small change in our plan, because next week Anastasia is resting. She's having, you know, a wonderful holiday. So actually,
And leaving, all of them.
the host of next event is going to be, ta-da, Daryna.
Actually, I have this wonderful journey from the chair of moderator to here as a guest to the host, and again to the moderator.
Exactly. So guys, we are flexible here, and we want to make the things very interesting for you. So next week, feel free to watch our new edition with a new guest.
And I'm gonna win the best prize for the best question.
Let's
from
see.
The Microsoft Teams.
So guys, thank you very much. It was so lovely to have you here with us.
Fast.
Yeah. Have a lovely week, and see you next Monday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.